The crowd roars, the stadium trembles. But in the chaos of cleats pounding turf and sweat dripping like liquid determination, two hearts begin a silent race they never trained for. Alexander Kane, a prodigy striker with a leg forged in lightning and a mind sharpened by solitude, charges toward the goal, his every step a thunderclap in the deafening arena, the weight of a nation's expectations crushing his shoulders. His father's voice a ghost in his ear, "You were born to break records, not hearts," yet here he is, a machine of precision, his life a mosaic of dawn trainings and midnight ice baths, a recluse in a world that worships him. Across the city, Mia Voss, a gymnast whose grace defies gravity, balances on a beam no wider than a heartbeat, her body a poem of muscle and will, her mother's absence a hollow space she fills with flips and landings, each routine a scream for validation. Her coaches call her a comet. Brilliant but fleeting, her joints whisper warnings she ignores. Both chasing glory, both unaware their fates are already tangled in the invisible threads of chance, a collision of destinies written long before they drew breath. Two stars orbiting a void they don't yet know they share. The first collision is not of bodies but of gazes, a flicker across a crowded cafeteria at the Olympic Training Center, the clatter of trays and the hum of ambition a soundtrack to their unspoken revolution. Alexander's laugh, warm and sudden, cuts through her focus on the nutrition chart she's memorized, a sound so foreign in her world of counted calories and timed breaths. Their eyes meet. A split second that stretches into something fragile, dangerous, the air thick with the scent of steamed vegetables and antiseptic, her pulse a wild thing in her throat, his fingers tightening around a fork, a silent acknowledgement of the earthquake beneath their feet. Either speaks, but the air hums, a silent pact to pretend this never happened. Yet the next day, he lingers by the weights she uses, his shadow a warm presence on her back. She appears at his practice field, her silhouette a faint outline against the setting sun. Coincidence becomes habit, habit becomes a secret language of stolen smiles, a dance of proximity either dares name, a game of inches where every glance is a touchdown, every breath a penalty, their worlds narrowing to the space between their pinkies on a shared bench, close enough to fuse, too scared to ignite. Rumors spread like wildfire in the world of elite sports. A text from a teammate warns Mia, "They'll say you're distracting him," the words a blade twisting in her gut. A coach pulls Alex aside, "Focus on the game, not the girl," his father's ghost nodding in approval. But at midnight, they meet under the bleachers, shadows clinging to their whispers like loyal accomplices. He traces the calluses on her palms, each ridge a map of her sacrifices. She memorizes the scar on his brow, a souvenir from a childhood match where victory costs blood. A stolen kiss, brief as a breath, ignites a hunger neither can quench, their mouths speaking a language their words fear. They vow to hide it, but love is a poor liar. Their stolen moments bleed into daylight, a touch too lingering during a cool-down stretch, a glance too charged across a medal ceremony. The world begins to notice, teammates trade smirks, journalists lean into microphones. The pressure of ice tightening with every secret shared, every risk taken, their love a grenade with the pin half pulled. Disaster strikes in the form of a torn ligament. Mia's ankle buckles during a routine, her scream echoing through the silent gym, a sound that fractures Alexander's carefully constructed walls. He abandons practice, sprints through corridors lined with posters of champions past, their eyes judging his desperation, their secret exposed under the fluorescent glare of the med bay, her leg elevated, his hand clutching hers. Cameras swarm like vultures, headlines blare, star athletes' romance sparks. Controversy, sponsors threaten with clipped emails, coaches demand they choose love or legacy. That night, they argue in hissed tones in a storage closet smelling of bleach and regret. "You're risking everything," he rasps, her tears hot on his collarbone. "So are you," she fires back. But their hands refuse to let go, fingers interlaced like a promise either can break, the taste of her anguish on his lips, the feel of his resolve in her fists, a standoff where surrender feels like victory. The Olympic trials loom. Alex scores the winning goal, dedicates it to Mia with a glance that lingers a beat too long. She nails her vault, lips mouthing "for us," a code the cameras decode instantly, yet the pressure tightens. An anonymous tip leaks their private photos, blurry shots of tangled limbs and laughter. Mia's scores plummet as judges dock her for Lack of focus, her routines branded reckless. Alex is benched for unprofessional conduct. A scarlet letter stitched to his jersey there. Send home, separate flights, separate despair, the silence between them a third passenger, miles high and suffocating. Months pass, the ache a constant companion, until an envelope arrives, a single ticket to a remote beach, no return address, just a date. Both appear, hesitant, furious, broken. The tide licks their feet as they scream accusations into the salt-tinged air, cry apologies into the wind, collapse into each other. The world fades, only the rhythm of two hearts, bruised but beating. A reckoning in the salt and sand, their love a phoenix in the ash, rising, always rising. The night before the championships, Mia lies awake, her ankle throbbing with the ghost of injury, the room a cage of shadows and doubt, every twinge a reminder of the fall that nearly shattered her. The doctor's warnings echo, one misstep and it's over. But the real pain is deeper, a hollow ache where ambition and love waged war. She replays their stolen moments, his hands cradling her face in the rain. The way he murmured "You're my gravity" against her hair, now, the cost of those words feels infinite. Down the hall, Alex paces his dorm, fists clenched, the walls closing in, his knee protests with every turn, a relic of a tackle that almost ended him. But it's the guilt that gnaws, the memory of Mia's scream as she fell, the way he froze when the world called him a traitor to the sport. He stares at her photo, the one tucked in his sock drawer, her smile a lifeline in the storm. Dawn breaks, pale light slicing through curtains. And with it, a decision carved in desperation. They will fight not just for gold, but for the right to love without apology, to rewrite the script that demands. They choose between heartbeats and headlines, a silent oath sealed in the pale morning light, their bodies weary, their resolve iron. At the qualifiers, Alex faces a defender known for brutality, a mountain of muscle with a reputation for breaking dreams. The crowd's roar is a living thing, pulsing in his ears as he dribbles, his knees screaming with each step. The defender lunges, a tackle meant to maim. Time slows, Alex's breath ragged, his mind flashing to Mia's face in the stands, her lips pressed white with fear. He pivots, the wrong move. The defender's cleat grazes his bad knee, agony erupts, he stumbles, the ball rolling loose. The stadium holds its breath, but then he's up, teeth bared, a roar tearing from his throat. He charges, the pain a distant echo, the net bulges, the crowd erupts. Mia's tears mix with rain, her hands raw from clapping. That night, they meet in an empty locker room, the stench of sweat and liniment thick, his breath ragged, her voice trembling. We can't keep doing this, we have to. The words hang, a bridge between fear and hope. His forehead pressed to hers. If we stop now, they win. Her nod is slight, a surrender to the madness, their kiss a pact written in salt and defiance. Mia's comeback routine is a masterpiece of vengeance, the beam a tightrope between ruin and redemption. She mounts it, the judge's eyes cold as steel. Her first flip is a blade, slicing through doubt, the second a whirlwind, her body a rebellion against every too old, too damaged whispered in her file. The final twist, a gamble. Her ankle howls, but she sticks the landing, arms raised not in triumph but defiance. The scoreboard flashes. A number that doesn't matter. Alex watches from a screen. Backstage, his chest swelling with pride, his fists clenched so tight his palms bleed. Later they collide in a hallway, her leotard still damp with sweat, his jersey grass-stained and reeking of victory. Their embrace is fierce, desperate, a language of "I see you, I see all of you." Her fingers dig into his shoulders. "They want us to break," he murmurs into her neck. "Let them try." But footsteps echo, a coach's cough, forcing them apart. Love as a fugitive, always fleeing, always fighting. A reporter's question pierces a press conference. Is your relationship affecting your performance? The room chills, cameras zoom, Alex's jaw tightens, veins throbbing at his temples. Mia's smile wavers, a crack in her armor. The silence swells, suffocating. Next question, he growls, stepping forward, shielding her with his body. The clip goes viral within minutes, memes mocking their distraction, hashtags branding them selfish. Sponsorships dangle by threads, threatening to sever. That night, Mia burns her training logs in a hotel sink, the flames devouring years of sacrifice. "Maybe we're cursed," she whispers, ash on her cheeks. Alex grabs her wrists. "Or maybe we're the fire." his eyes reflecting the dance of embers. They stand there, the smoke alarm screeching, until security pounds on the door. They flee laughing, hands linked, the chaos a badge of honor, the world on their heels, their love a wildfire refusing containment. The anonymous tipster revealed, a rival gymnast's jealousy laid bare. Mia confronts her in a dim stairwell, the air reeking of bleach and bitterness. You took everything from me. Mia's voice steady, lethal. The rival sneers, no, you gave it up for him. The words sting, a truth she's fought to bury. Mia's fists unclench, the fight draining. He's worth more than gold, she says, the admission a liberation. The rival's smirk falters. Confusion flickering, Mia walks away, the truth settling like armor. Light through stained glass, Alex finds her curled in a supply closet, knees to chest. I'm sorry, he rasps, crouching. Don't be, she whispers, we're rewriting the rules. Their kiss tastes of iron and resolve, a silent vow to burn the rulebook, to let the ashes spell their names, the future a blank page, theirs to deface, to reclaim. In the Olympic Village, they steal moments like thieves, a shared apple under a stairwell, the crunch of fruit a rebellion against the silence they're forced to wear, the corridors hum with the footsteps of guards and rivals, every shadow a potential enemy. The note slipped into her gym bag is creased, the ink smudged from his sweat. Meet me at midnight, 3 words that could end careers, but they go anyway. Drawn like moths to a flame that might burn them alive, the world tightens its grip. Cameras in every corner, whispers in every language, but their love grows teeth, a feral, beautiful thing, claws out and unashamed. A security guard's flashlight slices the dark. They sprint hand in hand, breathless, laughter bubbling like rebellion, their hearts drumming in tandem. This, they realize between gasps, is our true sport, outrunning the world together. The chase a metaphor they'll never outgrow, the apple core left behind. A relic of their recklessness, proof that hunger cannot be disciplined. Mia's father disowns her, the voicemail crackling through her phone like a live wire. You threw away your future for a boy. His voice a serrated blade. She collapses in a stairwell, the concrete cold against her cheek. Alex finds her there, her trembling body a map of fractures. I'm your family now, he vows, his own parents ghosts in his history, a mother who left for a diplomat. A father who loved trophies more than his son, orphans of ambition. They slow dance to silence in his barren apartment, the moon their only witness. Her tears soak his shirt, his palms cradle her spine like something sacred. We don't need them, he whispers, but the lie tastes bitter. They need each other, and it is enough. For now, the floorboards creak under their weight, a waltz of the wounded, the walls paper thin but holding. Like them the final showdown arrives, Alex's team down by 1, the clock bleeding seconds. Mia's routine the last of the night, the arena a coliseum of judgment. He sprints, time warping, her body a comet in the air. The ball arcs, her feet land, a simultaneous explosion of cheers. The scoreboard flashes, gold and gold. They find each other in the chaos, metals digging into chests, the hug crushing metal between them. We did it, she sobs. No, he corrects, voice rough with unshed tears. We survived it. The cameras swarm, microphones prodding. How does it feel to win together? Alex's grip tightens on Mia's waist. Ask us how it feels to breathe, he snaps. The clip goes viral. Love as conquest, defiance as anthem, their sweat mingling on live TV, a middle finger to every rule they broke.